And the doors of the church are now closed.
I said, close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. We all gonna leave together.
Yo, it's your boy Chris Elijah, and today, man, we got to talk about some money, what the young people call it. But yeah, man, gospel singer Marvin Sapp, who I had the honor of meeting one time, and who music I love. He's under fire right now. A lot of us already know for the offering that he took at a conference in Baltimore last year. A lot of people don't agree with how he did it, so let's check it out.
Understand the cost that is involved. There's 1,000 of you. I said, close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. We all gonna leave together. Y'all ain't going no place but to the restaurant. There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight.
People were so mad at this, they even sent this man death threats, which I think is ridiculous. Yeah, I don't want you to die because you were trying to raise $40,000 at all. But he say his family is scared, man. He received death threats, and it's just been a whole lot of backlash.
People took issue with me saying shut the doors. Understand, I never said lock the doors.
Yeah.
I said shut the doors. Shutting doors mean that people still have the ability to go in and out. They've taken issue with my tone. And I can honestly say, you know, looking at the video, maybe I was a little more assertive than I should have been. And I can apologize for that. You know, I can apologize for that. But three things I need to make sure that people understood. Number one, the $40,000, if it was $40,000 that was raised, was never given to me. That money was raised for the purpose of taking care of the budget for their conference, not Marvin Sapp. Number two, it didn't happen at my church. It happened in Baltimore.
And a lot of people have taken the opportunity to make fun of this moment. Oh, shoot. That's crazy. That's wild. I'm not laughing. Yeah, but honestly, I'll be serious. In my opinion, I really just think it's unfortunate. I don't think he meant any harm by it. I just think it's a disconnect between the older generation of the church and the new generation of young people, the internet people who have no heart and no remorse. And they will come after you, and they came after me before, and they don't care, and they will talk about you and your family and everything that you do. But honestly, I just think it's a disconnect between the older black church and the younger African-American community. I just think we're just tired of seeing churches, quote unquote, beg for money or try to get people's laughs. I think we've seen enough of it, and we've seen our mothers and grandmothers and fathers and family give to church. And a lot of times people might question what the church do with the money. Shout out to those churches who do divulge the information and share the budget and stuff with their church and with their congregation. But a lot of churches don't. And, you know, they've been doing the same building fund for 20 years, and we still in the same building. So I think just this generation has seen their parents and their grandparents dish out a whole lot of money, and the situation don't change. Grandma always giving to the church, and the church always saying she's going to be blessed for giving, but shoot, grandma still live in the hood. And we've seen a lot of people being taken advantage of in churches as well. That's a very vulnerable moment where people kind of tie in their belief in God to how much they can give. And sometimes people will give their last in hopes that, well, God will bless me, you know what I'm saying? Financially, I'll get it back tenfold, a millionfold. But sometimes, man, God just waking us up the next morning is payment enough, and we might not, get that money back, but we give it because we feel an unction. Always not from the Holy Spirit. Sometimes just from the people in who are in leadership, and they're telling the congregation, they're telling the members that, hey, you're gonna be blessed if you give this seed, or God is gonna have favor on you. But sometimes people can be taken advantage of, and we'll just be honest. And I just think it's an old practice in the black church. I know Marvin spoke on it when he typed his paragraphs, pretty much just explaining himself, and he was saying, like, this is what goes on in churches. But to be honest, man, this is what goes on in a lot of black churches. Like, and all black churches don't even raise money in this fashion. So I just think he's used to that. Like, he came up in those type of churches that did this. And I've been to services like this. I've been to churches like this, man. I even remember one time going to Bible study, and it was the pastor's wife preaching, and she basically did this, started a prayer line, charging people and stuff like that. And it's just crazy, especially for younger believers. It's like, man, this is what church is. Like, I was talking to my barber today, and I was like, man, church is kind of like the club, man. It's like you got to pay for parking. I got to pay to go to the restroom. I got to pay for drinks. I got to pay for food. I got to pay for all this. We're just talking about some of the stuff that some churches offer. Like, some of them have schools, but you got to pay for the school, So I got to pay for my child to go to the church private school. I got to pay when I go to church. I got to pay if the church having an event. I got to, it just becomes a lot. And then a lot of times people just want to know, well, what is the church doing for the community? And shout out to those churches who do work in the community. Shout out to my church, Crossover ATL. Shout out to City Takers, man. They do so much in the community. That's one reason I'm a member, because I see where the money's going. The money's going to the people, and that's a big thing. And I think that's what this generation want to see. Like, what are we doing with this money? We're collecting millions and billions of dollars, but where is it going? You know what I'm saying? I think we tired of seeing pastors in Gucci and Louis Vuitton. I just say they can't have it, but dang, like, pastor, like, you dead fresh. Like, them red bottoms, them Louboutins. I can't even spell Louboutin, but you got them. My wife shared a story with me. She went to a church in Atlanta. I won't say the church, but it's a well-known church. And they had like a giving service. So this service was just aimed toward, people just giving. So she said she gave $400. And she said she felt good about giving it. And it's a blessing that she had it to give. But she also said one thing that kind of made me think. She said, you know what, I wouldn't go back to that service. And I don't think that's the heart that you want your people to have. Like, if they're giving, you want them to continue to give freely. You don't want them to feel like, I can't be giving that much. Praise God that I had it to give, but I wouldn't do that again. Like, you want people to do it again and again and again, like, to give freely from their heart. But when you go to saying, you're going to be blessed if you give, because some people might not have it to give. Or some people might need that for the rent, and they might feel bad because they don't have it to give. So now they're, they going home sad because they didn't have it to give, or they feel like their relationship with God is not as good as other people because they don't have it to give. Or you might have people who will give it and go home and be broke, just waiting on God. And God didn't tell them to really give it. They just felt the unction in the moment because of the atmosphere and what the man of God or what the woman of God was saying. But yeah, I mean, this generation doesn't resonate well with that. I think this generation is very open-minded, and they're very weary of being tricked and duped, and we would call it finessed, and I think we can spot when people are trying to finesse us or are trying to get over on us, even if it's coming from the church. So I'm gonna show y'all this video, man. I found this video. It kind of showed what this generation is. So we'll check out the video.
I will give you $20 if you can tell me one Bible verse. I will give you $20 if you can tell me one Bible verse. $20 if you can tell me one Bible verse. $20 if you can tell me one Bible verse.
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I don't know, bro.
I will give you $20. No, I'll give you $20
I'm
if
big. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I'm so high right now.
We don't care.
Let me tell you. We don't care.
for $20, please tell me your favorite Bible verse.
Give your burdens to the Lord and he will take care of you. He will not let the godly slip and fall. Psalms 55:22.
Bow, bow, bow.
Man, that's what we up against. A lot of these young people are unchurched. A lot of these people don't know the word. A lot of this generation is still trying to find God. But when they see stuff like this and the people of God, you know what I'm saying, our leaders, our pastors, and our preachers, seemingly begging for money, or seemingly trying to get the people to give in an aggressive manner, like that would really turn them off. And sometimes people just looking for an excuse not to go to church. And honestly, man, I would feel away if I wasn't saved, if I didn't understand or I didn't see this practice coming up, and I was just unchurched. Like, I would feel away. But I know, you know, sometimes this will happen in black church, and you know, I just learned to just give when God put it on my spirit to give. Like, they not finna make me feel no kind of way if I don't got it to give or if I choose not to give. But some people feel ways, man. Some people feel bad when they can't give, or some people just feel like, man, the whole church, this whole system is just messed up, this whole organization, and I don't want to be a part of it, and I'm not gonna give nothing. I love Marvin Sapp, but one thing I didn't like was he told the people that if they received a word from God in that service, that they were obligated to give. And man, that can be kind of manipulative. I don't think that was his heart to be manipulative, but that can kind of manipulate people into giving when they didn't plan on giving, or they didn't have it to give, or they had already given. I don't know. They might have had to pay to even go to the conference. So that's something else we got to think about as well. A lot of stuff that he did is common in the black church, and so he probably didn't think twice about it. You know, it's a practice that's used a lot. You know, I've been in services like that. But that's not every church, and that's not every black church. Like, you have churches who focus on giving. You have churches who raise money in different ways. I know for my church, we partner with other people. We partner with other ministries and stuff like that. You know, of course, we do our own thing to raise money, but we don't try to drag it out of our people, you know. And it's kind of hard because you do want people to give, and you do want to challenge people, but you got to know your audience. You got to know your congregation. You got to know the people that you're dealing with. And like I said, man, everybody church doesn't do that. And we'll take a look at what 2819 just did.
Well, you came from West Coast Canada. You drove from Canada? Oh my. What? How many? With the baby? Oh my. He drove from West Coast Canada with a baby? Yo, my man, come here. Yo, come on, come here.
How you doing,
7 days?
7 days?
You drove 7 days to get here.
Yes, sir.
What?
We emailed y'all.
You moved here?
To come to church.
To come to this church? You moved here to join this church?
We sold everything. We moved here.
You sold everything.
Yeah.
You sold everything to come here.
Everything.
You moved from Canada to come here
2 girls and 2
with
dogs.
2 girls
And 2 dogs.
and 2 dogs. You sold everything.
Yes, sir.
What's your name?
Holden.
Holden.
Shelby.
Shelby and Holden.
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to stay when this is over. We're going to give out 2 checks today, $50,000 for you. Yes. No, yes. Yes.
As we can see, a lot of churches focus on giving, man, and that's not the only church that give like that, man. Shout out to the churches that do focus on that stuff, because people are more apt to give when they know the money's going to a good place, not going to somebody's pocket or not going to a new Tesla, the Cybertruck with the red paint. But that's neither here nor there. But people are more apt to give when they know, man, this is going to the community, this is going to help people, this is going to even save lives potentially. But with all that said, man, I still love Marvin Sapp. We should love Marvin Sapp. We should forgive Marvin Sapp if we feel any kind of way. I just think he just come from the old church. I just think some of the methods and protocols that they still try to use today are just antiquated and just old. And I just think this generation doesn't resonate with it. So really just pray for him. And I pray this was a lesson. I know a lot of people came for him, but I hope he was able to hear through all that noise and like hear the sentiment of the people. Like this generation, they don't want that. They don't want to be. They don't want to feel coerced into giving. You know, they want to give freely. They want to give on their time, and they should give. Like he was right about challenging people. We should give, but at the same time, you gotta understand like people are in unique situations, and you don't want people to feel bad because they can't give or they just not there yet spiritually to give. You know, you got to kind of teach the people and you got to walk with the people and you got to take your time and let God do his work with them. Yo, it's your boy Chris Elijah, man. Thank y'all for pulling up, man. Thank y'all for spending a little time with me. What y'all think, man? Drop a comment. Was Marvin trying to finesse the people or was Marvin just trying to help raise some money for the organization? I don't know. Y'all drop a comment. What do y'all think about the practice of it? Like just the way he did it. Please let me know. Man, shout out to y'all. God bless y'all. I see y'all next time. Jew.